Who here owns a website? Who here has a website? You don't. Well, you're going to have one tomorrow. No. Right, this is perfect. We're not going to talk about me, we're going to talk about you. Right, what's really going on with this internet? What we're going to talk about today, we're going to talk about fundamentals of a web page, of search engine optimization, which I'll come to in a minute, on-page optimization, off-page optimization, link building, social media, top tips. My favourite quote of all time, question and answer, and we're going to do some small group workshops. Search engine optimization is a common phrase. Who's heard of that phrase before? Who knows what it means? Right. Search engine optimization has been, well, it's been around since the late 90s, really. But after the dot-com boom, it's kind of got a bit more competitive, and people worked out that where you stood in the rankings in Google would actually have a profound effect on the business, the brand building of your company. And obviously, very recently, the web has developed over time. Now, this is, I put it in yesterday, this is a standard search page for the keyword Murbler. You'll recognise this, I'm guessing. Who can tell me what the different parts are? Who can tell me where the paid advertising is? Anyone?
On top and to the right.
On top and to the right. Did everyone know that? Raise your hand. Everyone know that? Cool. It's actually quite funny because a lot of people go, really? Is that paid? Paid advertising there, paid advertising there. The next element here, these are called the organic searches. This is the gold dust, this stuff here. This is the stuff you don't pay for. It's what Google thinks is most relevant for the word or phrase you've typed in. The next thing, as Google's getting so damn clever, this is called local search. You've seen this pop up sometimes when you search for things, especially if you type in more products or services. If you typed in pizza, it should bring up pizza places in Visby, for example. It will work out where you're coming from. Interesting thing here, and then here we return to the organic search. Sometimes you might see YouTube videos and whatever, because they're pulling from different parts of Google. So just to give you a little landscape, you can see how I've broken it down. Now yesterday, this is very, very hot news. Yesterday, we worked out how to get that spot there in the Google local search. I'm going to test it. I'll give you I'll tell you exactly how it's done, but I want to test it to make sure it works, because there's a few of us that worked out about how this stuff works, and we think we cracked it. It takes 3 or 4 weeks to go through, but that's just a real early development that we think we can have an effect on this. SEO is about competing for 3 places. That's it. There's no other game in this. You've got first, second, third. You can pay to get up there, but who's got the budget for that? You might as well burn the money, to be honest, because there's far better people doing this than you guys. This is the money. The reason I'm kind of against this advertising is because you're paying money for the same eyeballs. Every single time. You're paying per click. You're paying for the same eyes every time. If I write something or write an article and get a site in here, then it's going to last a lot longer. I'm paying for different eyeballs. You get the difference. Come back to that. I have a site called NordicMurbler.com. 2 years old. It's over IKEA. EM. It's competing with Mio and FurnitureBox.se. Now, how the hell did I do that? Do I look like a furniture expert? Because if you search for my name, I damn well am. Is anyone here in the furniture industry? You're in the furniture industry. Hello? How much traffic do you think, how many visitors do you think you get because of that? Who here thinks we get 5,000 a month? Who thinks we get 10,000 a month? We get between 25 and 30,000 a month. That's visitors. Do you get that's people walking in your shop, having a look, and then walking back out. Not buying anything, of course. And I'm going to kind of break this down a little bit and kind of tell a little bit of story about how we got there. I don't really hold anything back, so ask me what the hell you like, I'll tell you how we did it. People miss some real fundamentals about building a web page. Come on guys, it's not print, it's not the same thing. Too many people try and build a brochure and then try and build a website. Hello, wrong way round of doing it. Google looks at two things. It tries to read the text of a page, and it tries to very quickly, because it doesn't spend very long, it tries to say, this page is relevant for these keywords. That's what it does. It comes to your page and goes, it's relevant for this. The first thing it looks at is a thing called a title tag, which appears up here. You probably don't really see this. It's for the search engines. Google reads roughly, you can probably find that I'm wrong in this, but it reads roughly the first 62 characters. It's 50, 62 characters, I think. Your main keyword, which we're going to come to keywords later, at the beginning. What is the keyword for Nordic Meubler? Meubler or irregular. That's what the site is about. So Google knows, right, the most important thing, that's what we're about. The next thing, it looks at different things on the page and tries to kind of work it out. This is what's called on-page optimization. This is everything on your site, everything on your property. Next thing, which everyone fails to miss, calls to action. Please go to every single web page on your site and ask yourself, what do I want the person visiting to do? That's all you've got to ask. Do you want them to call you? Do you want them to email you? Make it easy for them. People are stupid. Your customers are stupid. Just make it easy for them. There are brilliant systems to gather email addresses, and free. One of them is called MailChimp. I don't know if I've got some notes at the end. I don't know if it's written down, but write that down. MailChimp. One of the best ways of creating a contact box with your name and email address. But tell them what to do. Don't just put a box there. Say, if you're interested in more information, just put your name here. You then get their email address, their name. You've got a contact. That's a lead, a sales lead. If you want them to call you, put the number on the page. People fail to miss this. Don't think they're going to read the telephone number up here or in the footer. Put it on the page. Have I just got everyone thinking, oh God, what have I got to do? I've got to go through every page. But please do it. Every single page. Think, what do I want this person to achieve? Who here uses analytics software? Who here knows a product called Google Analytics? Okay, now Google Analytics is free, as much as Google actually paid a ridiculous sum of money for this software. And they gave it away free, but we can talk about that all night. But Google Analytics, it's free. If you don't know how to install it into your site, find someone that does. I'm sure in this room, or there's someone in Incubator that could probably do it for you, I'm guessing. Find someone to do it. It will tell you, without freaking you out, it will tell you who your customers are. What are they looking for? What are they doing there? How long they're spending there? I could do a whole different lecture about how analytics works. So, coming back, title tag. Next most important thing, headings. They're called H1 tags if you're geeks, or H2s or H3s, depending. Google goes there, and then it looks in this. This isn't a very good example actually because it's a very short one. But this is called body text. This is the main meat and bones in your page. Why does no one link from these? Why does no one take a word and link it to another page? What's wrong with people? Why do people want to have links on the side and links on the bottom? Put links in there. Because Google, you don't understand how much in a hurry Google is to look at your page and get out and go on to the next one. So just show it. Show it what you're about. Show it what keywords I'm about. And you're thinking, well, I have no idea what keywords I'm about. Just to hazard a clue, just think about how your company, product or services would be divided into categories. Just a little clue about how your keyword structure would be. As you can see, well, it's a bit small here, but you've got Marktplatz, Markboard, Staller. They're all relevant keywords. There is a tool out there, again by Google. I'm not a Google evangelist, they just happen to be damn good at these bloody products. They have a tool which is on my reminder sheet at the back, which is a Google keyword tool which will show you exactly how many people a month are actually looking for that keyword, actually searching for that keyword. For Möbler, it's 110,000 a month. Oh, by the way, did I mention it was 30,000 a month in Sweden of Swedes? How many people get that kind of traffic, apart from universities, get that amount of traffic from what is nothing? I'm not a magician, seriously. I'm telling you exactly how this is done. I'm not holding back anything at all. On-page SEO. We've covered a little bit of this already. This again might be geeky. It's in the notes. If you can't do it, find someone that can help you. This is the biggest killer of all websites. Duplicate content. What it means is if you can find your page by typing in www, just try it when you get home. Type in www, then your web page, and then try typing in your web page without the www. If the page comes up twice and it doesn't redirect to one name, you've got two versions of your site out there. You're wasting Google's time. Google's busy looking at www, and then it's busy looking at non-www, and it's going, Jesus Christ, they've got the same bloody thing here. Well, that's not important. I'll find someone else that's talking about something else. One of the biggest killers. If you can't do it, find someone that can do it. Keywords. 2 pages? Hello, don't even know what I wrote there. Optimise each page for a particular keyword. We're going to come to a great example about how Nordic Möbler works for this. Internal linking, correct linking structure, cross-linking between internal pages. People seem to think that websites go home page, category page, product page. If you've got a relevant product over here, don't make the user go back to the home page, back to the category page, to that product. Just link it. Link it that way. So don't think of links going home, don't think of them going down. Go sideways too. By that you are showing relevance to each page. Have I lost everyone here? Are we all on key? Yeah?
Yeah.
Good. Google Sitemap. Who's heard of Google Sitemap? Ooh, no website has heard of Google Sitemap. This is good. Google Sitemap. Again, if you don't know what this is, I'm sure we can find someone here that will help you. Google Sitemap is a very easy tool that allows you to, it's not a normal sitemap, it's in a special format that basically helps Google find when you update pages, the new content, what's important, what's not. Depending on how your site is built, there are very easy ways of creating this. It just helps you get your pages read by Google first of all, which obviously gets you into the search engines in the first place. Lots of pages. Now, any arty designers of you will go, I don't like words. I want to minimalise everything, and I want to make sure that the content is short, and I want to make this... Hello, hello, hello. Who do you think ranks highest? Well, no. Now there's two examples here, and you're going to test it and then prove me wrong afterwards, so I don't want to look silly, but I'm going to go for this anyway, and I could be wrong, it could be the other one. Who do you think ranks highest for the keyword home? Think about this carefully. How many pages do you know in the internet that have the word home in it? If you're ever coming up with a company name, avoid the keyword home, right? That's a number one rule we're going to discuss here. It might not be now, I should have checked this, it was Microsoft. Because they had the most amount of pages with the word home written. Bigger sites do better. End of story. You can argue with me what you like. Bigger sites do better. Write more content. If you can break it down without being stupid, just put more stuff in it. More pages wins. Full stop. Which is why Nordic Merbler, again being a bit techie here, Nordic Merbler is built on WordPress, which is an open source blogging platform. Highly customizable. You can make it look cool. I know that doesn't look cool, but we kind of retro, uncool designers. You can make it look cool, and it does a lot of the hard work of all this stuff that I'm talking about. On-page SEO, should we say, on-page SEO is mainly about your site structure and about what you're telling the world about your page. Keywords. I get asked this probably more times than anything. What keyword should I rank for? Well, what keywords? Should I go for dog bed or dog beds? Well, start with dog bed, and maybe you'll probably get ranked for dog beds as well. People can talk at length about this, and to be honest, I don't put that much effort into it because I'm a human. I hope so, but I'm a human, and I know what my product, what my company is about. I'm sure you guys will do too. Think about keywords in 3 different stages, 3 different parts. Site keywords. So for Nordic Merbler, who can give me a whole site keyword for Nordic Merbler? What was that?
No.
Perfect. Any more? Come on, a whole site about Nordic Merbler. What would be the whole site about? So general, big, broad keywords. You know anything, did I hear?
Hem.
Yeah, exactly. You're talking massive keywords.
Stool.
You are? No, stool, for example. That would be a category. If you think about it in your head, think about how it works. That would be a category page. And then you would move on. If I go on to the next page, you will see this. The home page is optimised for Merbler. The category page is sofa. And the product page is Carl Ramsey. Sorry to break a myth here, but your home page is the most irrelevant page of your whole website. Because it means nothing. It's trying to cover too many things. It's trying to be top for Merbler. Hello? You're not selling Merbler, are you? You're selling a Karl Ramstein store. That's the money page. Felix Dennis, who invented Maxim magazine, said, if you want to keep you've got to keep your eye on the ball. But which ball? The one with the money written on it. That's the money page. That's the keyword that's going to inflate your pocket and ego. Well, ego's Merbler. That's how. So you get what I mean. Think about how your keywords to every page. Any questions so far? Don't worry, I'm not going to shoot you down. It's all right. You can talk a little voice. Yep.
You spoke about home and Microsoft. Do you think home is a relevant keyword for Microsoft?
No, I'm going to come to exactly why they do rank number 1 for home. I think click here, the other example I was going to use is click here is Adobe Reader. Because how many web pages do you know of? Click here to download Adobe Reader. How many web pages If you can't read this document, click here to read Adobe Reader. So they've got millions of sites all linking to them saying click here, which is why, and I think that one's, now I think of it, I think that's the best example. There's two things about SEO, which is a brilliant point. It's what you write about yourself, what you're telling the world about you, and what you're telling Google you're about. The second part's kind of a bit more difficult. We all know. Does everyone know? Does everyone know what a link is to another page? I'm not being stupid, but does everyone know what a link is to another page? You're all clear on that, and you know you don't have to have the link being http:// You can actually have another word, and you can change that to link to something else. Is everyone with that concept? I'm not being silly, but I have to make sure I'm not assuming things. Off-page SEO and link building is everything not on your site. Great slide next, thank you. Software. These links are coming in with the word software, it could be nordicmeubler.com, it could be lots of things. And what that does is Google looks at my page and it looks what's linking to me and it thinks, well, if you've got a link saying software and you've got a link saying inredning and you've got a link saying www.nordicmeubler.com and you've got another one that says Carl Malmsteen, Google, combined with the information it knows about that page, is going to say, I think, roughly, this page is about... Does anyone understand the idea of backlinking? Has anyone heard this before about linking structures? Few people. This is where you're all wrong. Because links are not equal. Say I get off your blog. Brilliant. It's about waste paper baskets. And you're sending me a link saying, oh, great Carl Malmsteen sofa. Thank you very much for linking to me. But you're not relevant to my space. It's all about relevance, contextual links. It's all about context. Would you rather have, I'd rather have no links at all, but one from IKEA. If I had like IKEA from their sofa page, linking to my sofa page, I'm like God, you know? It's all about the relevance of the page that links to you. The problem is when people try and build when they try and build up links, I can't phone up IKEA and say, hi IKEA, I'm from NordicMeubler.com, I'd like a link off your sofa page, please. You know? I should do that. No, I haven't tried. It's never going to happen. It's very hard work. This is a problem. This is a fundamental problem in SEO. This is the biggest obstacle to go over. Now, there is no magic trick. I can show it is hard work. Unless, of course, you have oodles of cash in which you can do other things with. But this is hard, because this again comes back down to social media. This comes down to who do you really want linking to you? Is there any partners? Is it customers? So you get the fact that all links aren't equal. Now, what a lot of SEO people will tell you is, do this, do that, set up this, set up that. That's great, but you're creating lots of little links. To be honest, I'd spend 6 months of your time finding that big site, phoning him up, taking him out for lunch, getting that one big link that's highly relevant to your industry, your keyword. And how do you know if it's a relevant link? Well, type the keyword into Google and see who's in the top 10. Now, there are some certain things you can do, like Wikipedia, for example. You know, if your keyword happens to be a Wikipedia page as well, as long as you're not pitching, as long as you're not saying anything, you know, you can link in that way. How do I... This is probably... I get asked about keywords and how do I get links. And I say, how do I get links? It's so hard. You just can't do it. It's just so hard. Who's heard of this article? Who's heard about writing articles? article directory, a lot of these are very Americanized. A lot of them only take English articles. But if you wrote 300 words, and I've got some links and tips about this, if you wrote 300 words and you linked in that text, that article, with your keywords, even in Swedish, people won't tell you that. Write it in English. How do you think we get away with Nordic murder? Because we write a thing about furniture and then go, also in Sweden they call furniture möbler, link to us. It's a perfect way of getting the link back. Don't spam it. 3 to 4 per kind of article. If you type in article directory, it will come back with loads, and you will see a hell of a lot of things there. Coming back to another slide, which I kind of forgot to mention the concept of this. A lot of people are worrying about trying to optimize for this page. Yeah? Now, what did I say about these links? Your page is only as good as your reputation. So why the hell are you trying to optimize for this? Try and put better content into these. Try and build up these. If you can link to anyone, link to these outside ones. So when they send you that beautiful link bullet, boom, it's much more bulky, it's got much more weight with it. Have I lost anyone at this point? Or have I gone over the top with the linking? Are we all here?
Yeah, lots of people know about Wikipedia.
Wikipedia, anyone can edit Wikipedia. And at the bottom of Wikipedia it has related links or related content. And in that part, if you are highly relevant, you can put in a link into that, a quote, for example. So, for example, for the university, we have a video saying, we have the bioenergy department. And so I went to the bioenergy Wikipedia page, and at the bottom I went, bioenergy blog, Växjö Universitet, and then put a link from that to the bioenergy blog. So again, I'm telling Google, when Google goes to the bioenergy page in Wikipedia and goes, ooh, there's a link, follows the link, has a look at that page. It's a bioenergy blog. Now what was linking? It was a bioenergy page in Wikipedia. I'm going to hazard a guess that the bioenergy blog is actually about bioenergy.
It's like a commercialized Wikipedia.
You can, but you will get shot down. Just think a bit cleverly, think a bit more broader. For example, you can put your company details on Wikipedia. You can put your name on Wikipedia. You can link that way. But again, what did I say about Wikipedia? If you've got the keyword of Möbler, let's say you were going after Möbler, and you wanted the Möbler big link, you'd have the Möbler Wikipedia page, but you would try and build up that page as much as possible with other links. So you would go, Karl Malmsteen, Möbler. You'd go this, within Wikipedia, let's keep the example in Wikipedia. So you build up this one big arrow, and then the bottom of that Möbler page you link to you. Authentic, genuine. It's building reputation. Yeah? None of this is illegal, by the way. This is all legitimate ways of. This isn't the same thing as tax avoidance. Tax avoidance and tax evasion? This isn't a grey line. This is all above board. Nothing I'm showing you will get you banned in any way. Link recovery. I don't really like this title. Go out and if you've had anything written about you in local newspapers that have been printed online, or magazines or articles or other companies' websites or your partners or anyone else that has ever talked about you, go and ask them, you know what, I think what would really make that article is a link back to me. You'd be shocked at the amount, depending on how old your business is, of course, but you'd be shocked at how much you could get away with doing that. You will have problems, for example, within Smålandsposten. They don't give links. I've tried and I've failed, but they don't give links. But it's a way of, searching for yourself, searching for your company, and trying to reclaim kind of lost links. a great thing's being a guest writer. I know it sounds odd, but if you type in Merbler, if you were in the Merbler industry and you wanted a good link back to me, you phoned me and said, "Can I have a link back to my website, please?" No. If you phoned me and said, "I'd like to write a blog piece for your blog, or I'd like to write a thing for your magazine, or I'd like to write a thing for your news," and I'll put a link back to me, yeah, of course. You're giving me the content and you're linking back to me. Just think a bit cleverly here, you know, think about giving someone something, not just taking everything, yeah? Anyone heard of this website? Newsdesk.se. It's awesome. It really, really is. It's brilliant old school PR. I love a bit of old school PR because it makes the world tick round. Use it, brilliant. If you got a nice press release with links, put it there. Anyone ever heard of this expression, link bait? Link bait is brilliant. Link bait, say you wrote a news piece on your own website saying, I don't know, say you were at, let's say you were a hotel in Bisbee here, and you wrote an article saying top 5 things you must see in Bisbee. Yeah? If you went with links back to yourself and stuff like that, if you promote that piece by saying, taking it to Destination Gotland, oh, do you want to I've written this great thing, do you want to publish that? So it's a sneakier way of getting either links back to you to, have you checked out this great piece? Again, giving some content and getting much more back. But you can't just produce link bait, you have to promote it. It's the one thing people, I'll create the 50 best websites ever, or these great, usually I talk about top 5, top 8, always choose a weird number if you're doing a top 5, 10 or whatever. Choose top 27 or something. And then promote that to people within your industry, people within your sector. Is everyone clear with that? I guess I've kind of hovered straight over the article directory. We can come back to that. We can come back to that a bit later. There's a website called eZine Articles, which is quite popular, where you can put in content into there and link it back. Are we all right so far? Are we learning? Are we tired? Sorry, have I overloaded you with information? Good, good. Did you know I could read the future? Well, you know, us from England, when we used to run half the world, you know, we predicted that there would be brilliant commerce in a place called America or Australia. I can't predict the future, but we're back into social media. It's a shame he's gone already with his taxi back, because now I can change everything that he said. Social media, Web 2.0, new media. Who's heard of those expressions? Come on, you're being lazy now, the people not putting your hands up. Who's heard of those expressions? It is the internet, all right? That is the internet. It's just PR and marketing people coming up with new fancy words. A great expression I love, which I'm going to steal straight out of a guy I follow. You know, the internet as we really know it, I know it said before it was 20 years, but as you and I really know it as a kind of non-geeky thing, it's about 14 years old. It hasn't had sex yet. What do you expect it to do? You know, it's very young. Just let it, you know, it's being its teenager, it's being difficult, it's saying a lot. Just treat it like a teenager and you'll be fine. In 10 years' time it might be more manageable, it can control, you know, it won't be experimenting so much, it'll be a bit more mature. Twitter, who's heard of Twitter? Who uses Twitter? Who knows what Twitter is or why they use it? Facebook. Oh, nice, majority. MySpace. Right, music people. Right, thank you. They're just the tools of the internet. Do not get this confused. Facebook is not the internet. Facebook is just a tool. Look at it like a garden of the internet and a spade, and you've got the Facebook spade, and you've got the, you know, the fork of YouTube. Again, you've heard this all before all night, be transparent. Engage and get involved. One thing that I don't think Albert really commented on is something quite profound. We've talked, and he talks a lot about be transparent, talk about yourself. Yeah, I've had this great meeting, I've done this. If your competitor comes up with a good product, damn well say so. Serve your target audience at all costs. If they've done something better than you, tell everyone. Do you know how much respect you're going to get within your own industry for saying, you know what, companies, have you seen what they built? My God, where did they hide that from? We'll make something better soon. There's this whole concept, which I'm going to explain to you now, about how the internet is going. You have one thing called a content producer. Who here considers themselves to be a content producer? A content producer is a person that produces content, that writes blogs, that goes on Facebook, that goes on a lot of things and actually writes stuff. A big news producer, content producer would be Smalllands Post and the BBC. There's another group of people, to be honest, are lazier and a bit smarter than you content producers. And I like to call them DJs, disc jockeys. And what they do, really clever. They sit there in the industry and they take everyone else's news that's relevant to their industry, relevant to their mall group, relevant to their keywords, and they go, well, that's interesting. Twitter, Facebook, my blog. Well, that's interesting. Now, what happens if you did that for, say, 6 months? Where would your industry go for their news? Would they go to SVT? Would they go to someone? No, sod it. People are lazy. Your customers are stupid and lazy. They're going to go to you. You're serving it to them. You're serving it to them in Facebook. And plus, you're serving so highly relevant information. I cannot stress this enough. Become DJs of your industry. You will thank me later. Stop producing content. It's too much effort, video boy. Distribute other lectures. It becomes much better. No, but stop trying to produce content if you can't. If you have resources, you have money, you have team, go, go, go. Nothing better than your own words. But if you can't do that, and you're saying, all right, Richard, but we haven't got the resources for this. We cannot do this. There is no way I can be there doing Twitter, doing Facebook, looking at this news, looking at this thing. Has anyone heard of RSS? For those people that do not know what RSS is, it's the godsend of the internet. What RSS is it allows you to view content or news on other people's websites in one place. So you have a thing, why am I promoting Google so much? You have a product called Google Reader. And in that you can go and say, you see in Smalllands Post, and you'll see in the top an orange box with like 3 ticks. Sign up to Google Reader, click that box in Smalllands Post, and then when Smalllands Post produces news, it then comes into this list. There's also other tactics as well, which we'll come to in a bit, but the idea is you can become the centre of your industry without working so hard. I will show you the biggest top tip of how to use social media in under 2 minutes a day. How you can do all this, become a DJ, become a content producer in under 2 minutes a day. Who doesn't believe me? Who doesn't believe me that I can become a DJ and sit on the toilet at the same time? Social media is not hard work. It is the job. So, if your companies, if you're banning social media, they're not playing. It's not playing, for God's sake. It's brand building. It's relationship marketing. Again, we've covered this before. Public being mistakes, problems, and successes. Come on, guys, admit when you've been wrong. We all make mistakes. This is one thing not to get confused with. Be personal, not corporate. I don't want to see naked streaking pictures of you in Ibiza. Let's not be that personal. We can all have a personal Facebook page and we can all keep that private. But be a bit more personal. Always write from you. Don't write from us. No one likes that. It's like being at school and the teacher's talking to you. Talk from you. Talk from your heart. Are you ready? The gold stuff is coming out. So what did I say before? You could become a DJ. You could update. Who here has LinkedIn? Who here has, we've done this before, the MySpace, the Facebook, the Twitter. How long, on an average day, do you think it would take you to fill out LinkedIn status change, Twitter face change, and Facebook change, and MySpace change? How long do you think that would take you? If you were writing 5 messages a day, how long do you think that would take you? Probably a good couple of minutes per message. So we're talking 10 minutes a post, 5 times that's an hour. For just 5 little messages a day. Who here has a free hour in a day? Yeah. Alright. Need to stop studying. Do real work. Who here has 2 minutes a day? Come on, you've got 2 minutes a day. Ping.fm. It's genius! What it does, you put your message here with a link, which it automatically compresses down to a small link. So you can put a million link in it and it will just compress it down. And look, it updates. And a Facebook page, and MySpace, and Friendly, and Jarku, and Beaver, and about 120 more. Now you think, oh no, this is spamming. We can't do this. No. Spamming doesn't exist in the same way. Spamming is selling fake watches, Viagra, and sex. This isn't spamming. This is serving the same information to different niche audiences.
What's the URL?
Ping.fm. I've got it in my notes at the back there. You can, wait for it, SMS ping.fm from a Swedish number. You can write the message, what you're doing, hit it, and it updates Facebook, Twitter. Who thinks this is amazing? Who will now go home and go to ping.fm and do this? Why aren't you other people doing it? You obviously don't want this enough. Covered this earlier, video distribution, YouTube. Huge! YouTube is the second largest search engine after Google. Yes, it's massive. It is that big, it's here to stay. Do you know what's cool about video? Is that it's not just on YouTube. You can embed video on another page. We all know what I mean when I say that. What does that do? When you embed a video on a web page, it makes the page more sticky. They might not stay for the whole video. That's your problem for making a too long video, to be honest. You can generally say what you want to say in 2 minutes. This will be cut down for 2 minutes for highlights, I guarantee. You don't want to hear the whole long version. And then someone says, I'd love to do YouTube videos. I'd love to blend mobile phones. I'd love to do all that. But what haven't we got? Time. Or what haven't we got? Expertise, because we don't have a team of 3 media lovies with cameras and stuff. Who here knows how to use PowerPoint? PowerPoint? Who here can record audio on some device? And if you can't, you can find someone doing it. iPhone, for example, mobile phone. You can go and buy a bloody old tape thing or get a laptop with a microphone. You can record audio. Now, if you get video, if you get PowerPoint presentation and you get audio and you put them together, what have you got? A video. It may not be a very good one, it may be pretty shitty, but to be honest, it's brilliant. The other thing you've got is if you transcribe that video, you've got content, you've got written stuff, which is awesome for search engines because you're going to mention that keyword over and over again. It's done. And then you say, all right, Richard, I've spent half an hour, I've made the video, I've done this, I've done that. Now what? I'll upload to YouTube. Would that be a good idea, everyone? to load it to YouTube? It's a pretty good idea because now, who knows any other video websites out there? Shout names out if you know any more. Vimeo, any more?
MySpace.
MySpace, Break, any more?
Meta Cafe.
Yeah, any more?
Google Video.
Yeah, exactly. You do it, well, you've got the camera. You can't. This is a cheating game. The cool thing is yeah, there is a lot of video sites. It's not just YouTube. And this is brilliant. Again, like social media, like MySpace is really for music, and LinkedIn is very business-like, and Twitter is. We can come to Twitter later. What Twitter is for. Video sites are the same. Again, oh, by the way, did I mention Ping FM was free? This is another free tool. You upload it to TubeMogul, which is on the sheet in the back, and it uploads it to all these video websites. Now, if you use the right keyword in the beginning, told you boys would be impressed with the cameras, thank you. If you put the right keyword at the beginning of the video title, it will show up in search engines. Remember that whole thing about paid advertising, organic search, and the Google local? Well, videos also show up in the Google search as well. So if you just got one video of your company or what you do, brilliant. I'd much rather have 30. There's also Blip TV in this list, which also goes to another 30 when you distribute that. The only time you're going to take is filling out the accounts for all this and having to remember the username and passwords to put into it later. It will take you a day to sort out. I'm not going to lie to you, it really is a real pain in the arse. But once you've done it, you do it, and it just does it. No limitations. Full high def. There is certain limitations on it, but trust me, you won't get it. It's like 3,000 videos a month. You're going to get nowhere near any of that. My favourite quote. Who knows who this man is? Yay! See, I like to be a bit cocky like this. I'll teach you all a new person, which you're going to go on Wikipedia. And if he looks at his statistics, he's going to see a huge rise in searches in a small island just off of Sweden. Peter Drucker is an American management kind of god in a way. The business enterprise has two, and only these two basic functions: marketing and innovation. I don't care if you agree or disagree, it's right. All the rest are costs. I've just showed you how to market. Now just innovate, that's it, just give us the product and use these kind of techniques and you will see dramatic results. Oh, that was it? I thought I had another one saying Q&A, but I didn't.